Howdy folks, and welcome back to my channel, Gaming with Distractions. My name is Curtis, otherwise known as C Money, and welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. Enjoy! So I've been wanting to bring this game to the channel for a very long time, like since I started the channel. But then I took a break and didn't get a chance to bring it. So today that changes. And I hope you enjoy this series. I'm just gonna go through some of the stuff here. So I do have all the DLCs for the game. So there's a lot for us to look at, a lot for us to fix, and kind of would like this to be interactive. If people want to voice their opinion on what cars they want to see. There's also the showroom, where you can take a look at the cars and get a closer look. I'll give you an example here. So we can look around the car. We can open all the doors and the hood and the trunk. We can sit down in the car, see the inside of it. I'd be lying if I said I knew this was a Beamer. But yeah, if there's any other cars you want to take a look at, just let me know. So I'm just going to go through the settings here real quick. So I got the game volume down, music volume way down. Got the ambient noise on, have it set to English, of course. So I got this, it's not like visually intensive, so I have it on resolution versus performance. Of course, I have to invert. But yeah, take a look at the options here. You can set this to unrealistic, which I find would look weird. I like the enable travel fees. It costs me money to go to different places, and we'll touch on that a little more later. The units is all a preference. And yeah, I have events on. So yeah, play with the settings, set them up the way you like them. So this must be stats. So let's get started. Now here's our difficulty settings. I'm going to be playing on normal, and I believe when you're playing you can change it, but I like normal. Easy is good if you're a beginner, expert if you know what you're doing. I'm no mechanic, you can ask anyone I know, so we're just going to go on normal mode. We are going to skip the tutorial because I will be your tutorial today. Welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. This is your new garage. Take a look around and get to know your new workplace. You have at your disposal an old, adapted gas station with its surroundings. Complete orders, purchase and renovate cars, and expand your garage. Good luck. So as you can see on the top right, we're level 1. We're starting off with 4,000 credits. So here's the old gas station. Cars drive by over there. Tow truck. Just going to do a run around the building for you. We'll avoid payphones if you watch my gas stations series. Yeah, payphones don't always work out so well for us. So this will be a workshop, car wash. We can get into the building through this door. This will be a scrap area, test path. And we'll touch on that as we go along. So let's head into the building. So here's our garage. We got our lift here. We got this beautiful used up bus. Cannot fix the bus, work on the bus, do anything with the bus. When we upgrade our shop to have a second lift, the bus will disappear. Here's where our maps go. Touch on that some more later. Nothing here to see really. This will all go away eventually as we clean up. So here are the important things. We have our radio station. We have our phone to take orders. We have our computer to order parts. Turn it on. Now, here's an interior detailing station. This will unlock as we play and expand. We have a spring puller for suspension, wheel balancer, tire changer. And yeah, we're pretty much ready to go. So this toolbox here, or there's another one over there, I believe, yeah. This is where you go to upgrade. So we're starting off with 4,000 credits, and we are purchasing the tablet. We're going to purchase the fuel pressure meter, the electronic multimeter, tire gauge, compressor tester to start off. I also like to purchase the car wash. This is, we don't have enough money for this. We should be good with what we got here. And we're going to grab the phone and take the first call. Hi, I was just passing by and I noticed your repair shop. It's good that somebody took care of that old ruined petrol station. The car that I'm coming with today is quite a recent purchase. It was used on a daily basis. The condition is rather okay. It would be good to check the oil levels and tires. That should be no problem for you if you manage that. Perhaps this won't be our last meeting. See you. And this here is minimal condition repair. It's my favorite car, so we're we're accepting this. Well, it's one of my favorite cars. I love pretty much all the muscle cars in this game, but this one here is a story mode car, so we're going to bring this one in too. Now, when you're playing the game, your XP is going to be your levels. And one of the easiest ways of getting XP in this game is by examining the vehicles that you're working on. So you just hold the X button, like highlight the item, hold X, and it'll start examining. Now for this episode, I'm going to examine all the parts slowly. There are going to be times where I'm going to do a time lapse, just because it takes a while to examine all these parts. But as you can see, each individual part I scan is giving me XP, which is good because we're going to use that XP to level up, unlock things for the garage. But you can see here the engine has 21 pieces that it's going to examine, so this is not going to be a quick. One of the things you can upgrade is the speed at which you do examine the parts, and we will be upgrading that as we progress, because when you're used to this being fast, this is painful. In my regular game playthrough, I don't have to examine vehicles and parts and stuff, just because I'm a high level. I kind of have an idea what's working, what's not, and usually I don't even work on customer cars. I buy cars and I fix them up. For the most part, I sell them, but I do have my favorites. And as we progress and we get to the stage where we can start purchasing vehicles to work on, if there's any that you would particularly like to see, just let me know in the comments and we'll see what we can do. Now these are those other meters that we bought, and you'll see each item that it scans is giving me XP. So when you do this on every vehicle, it adds up. We're already at 75 out of 150, so just examining this one car is getting us to where we need to upgrade or to hit the next level. So, and we haven't even worked on it yet. I did debate whether I was going to do a tutorial on this or if I was just going to bring my regular playthrough. But I figured this way you can see the things that can be upgraded, what you need to upgrade, what the upgrades do. So I hope you enjoyed the series. Oh, I don't have that. So, okay, we are done with the examining and we're at 110 XP already. So we're going to move the vehicle. Now, I like doing this just because it's fun. But I like to wash the vehicles before I work on them. It's a pretty old vehicle. Pretty rough shape. Alright, so we got it all cleaned up. And we are... I'm hitting triangle to bring up the wheel. And then move cars to the bottom left. And we're going to move it to car lift 1. Because we only have the one car lift until we upgrade. So I'm going to hit the triangle again. And I'm going to go to the car status. So it shows us that it's a 1970 Dodge Challenger RT. Beautiful car, beautiful. Shows us the condition of the vehicle. When I tab over by hitting R1, it shows the engine information. And the key thing here is bottom left, the swap options. This vehicle will take any of these 8 different types of engines. So that comes more into play later on. There's drag racing in here that I'm not that great at, but we'll get to it. We'll play around. So here, this is the list of what they want. They want us to change the fluids. That's it. And we'll get money for that. So to change fluids, so I hit X to open the trunk. Then I'm going to hit X to work on the engine. And then I'm going to go back to my additional tools where we were earlier. And one of them is a drain tool. And what we're going to do is we're going to drain the brakes. And I'm just going on the caps there to drain them. I believe I can go anywhere when it's draining. Yeah. Okay. And there should be a power steering pump. There it is. So now I'm just going to circle out and I'm going to repeat the steps. Go on the cap, hold X, and now we're going to fill it. So you just hold X to fill. And as soon as that bottle tilts, I'm just going to let it stop and then hit circle to back out. And we're going to do that with each of these items. If we had, if they asked us to do an oil change, we'd also do this with the engine oil cap. And that'd be after we drain it and put a new filter on, which we'll see in the other vehicle. So we will be getting to pretty much everything, even complete engine rebuilds, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. So I'm just backing out now. I'm just bringing up the wheel, going back to the status, and we have met all the requirements, and they're giving us $200. We are done with that vehicle. So this is the mission vehicle, and we're just gonna repeat all those steps. Oops. Again, I'm going to play this one out for this episode. You let me know in the comments if you want me to do time-lapse for these, or if you actually want to see all the parts being examined. One of the things, or one of the other purposes other than XP of doing this, is it's showing you the different conditions. If something's in good condition, it's in green. So you'll have green, yellow, orange, and red conditions. So sometimes when the cars come in, oh, we leveled up. Awesome. When some of these cars come in, there are mystery things going on. The customer is not sure what is wrong with the car or what needs to be fixed. And sometimes you got to determine that by different methods. This is one way of doing it, by examining all the parts. There's also a test track that you can take a car on to determine what might be the issue with the vehicle. Now, we could do this inside as well. I just do it while the car's outside, so I like to do it before I wash it and then start working on it. Okay. Now I'm going to click on the engine, bring up hit triangle to bring up the wheel, and we're going to use our additional tools to get the extra examinations, bonus XP. I'm just using the right thumbstick to move it because it's fun. I know on this one here they want new tires, and you can see by the tread, it's not good. The other advantage of all of these is, let's say one spark plug needs to be replaced. It's going to pinpoint that specific spark plug because it'll be red. So it makes finding things that need to be fixed a lot easier. Okay. So let's wash this up and then we can start working on it. The reason I buy the car wash is it makes the interior cleaning free. So we do have an interior cleaning kit in the garage, but that would cost us money. And plus later on, it is an easy way sometimes of making money, because we could find a car and just wash it and it'll get us some money. All right, so let's check the car status. So we got a Lux or a Baroni, if that's how you pronounce it. You'll see no swap options for engines, but I'm not doing any engine work here. So this is that phone call that they made. Now, we have 3 levels of tasks. We have the main one. They also want us to change the oil and some additional tasks. So I like to start by raising the car up, and we're going to empty the oil. If you miss one of these steps, it will charge you for the mess cleanup. So it's just easier just to, ooh, that's some nasty oil. Right, put that away. Now, so this is our main thing here. And so they want brake pads, fuel pump, oil filter, air filter, and 4 sets of new tires. Now what we can do is hit square on each of them to mark them. And you'll see when we start working on them, I'm going to go straight for that water, for the oil filter. But you can see items that need to be addressed have a blue outline on them. Now, what I can also do is when you're on an item that you want to buy, you can hit down on the D-pad and it adds it to a shopping list. And if you look on the bottom left, I'm on the oil filter, and you can see it's in red. Some things will be mystery conditions, but this is orange, so it's fine. And it's not on the list of things that we're replacing. Now, on the list, sometimes it's a little hard to navigate through here, but you will get the hang of it, is they mentioned the fuel filter. So I am going to replace this as well. And now I'm just holding X to remove it. I'm hitting square, which takes me to my tablet. If I had not bought the tablet, I would have to leave the vehicle, come over to the computer, go to the right section, and do that each time. So that's where having the tablet comes in handy, but we'll do it here. Now, because I added those 2 items to the shopping list, I can hit the options button, and there's my shopping list. So I'll just hit X, and it finds what I'm looking for. Then I hit options. I can hit triangle to remove it from my list. And that's how you buy your parts. And I like to clear my shopping list before I move on. So we're just going to go back here. Now, we are in remove mode right now. So I'm just going to bring up the wheel by hitting triangle. And we're going to mount parts over here with the cog. And now it's giving me the option of installing the new part. I'm going to go over to here. I have to do it in increments. Now, we didn't remove that part, so I'm just going to switch to remove mode. Remove the filter and install the filter. And voila, we have put the new oil filter and fuel pump. Now he wants new tires, so to do that, we're going to have to remove all 4 sets of tires. Now when you're working on brakes and suspension and stuff, you'll also have to remove the tires. And later on, we're going to be unlocking the ability to repair items, which is going to save us a lot of money because then we won't have to purchase them. So remove those 2 tires. Now, the ones that are rusted, I have to use the triangle button to bring out I want to call it WD-40. They call it something else here, but we'll call it WD-40. And you just hit triangle and it just sprays it, and then you can hold X to continue unscrewing the screws. Which reminds me, I'm going to show you after I get this. So you can see it's kind of slow for unscrewing. Now we did level up, so I'm just going to go back to here, and I have an available skill point, and I'm going to use it to increase the speed of screwing and unscrewing things. So I should have done that before, but I kind of forgot. So what we're going to do, we're going to our tire changer, and we're going to separate parts. So this will separate the tire from the rim. Because if you recall, one of our things was to put new tires on. And oil change, tires, and a couple, maybe something else is what you find in the tutorial. So that's why we skipped the tutorial, because we're essentially doing it right now. So if you're a beginner and you're your first time playing, it's probably a good idea to still do the tutorial even though you've watched me do it. Okay, so now what we can do is we can hit the big button, and this shows us all the parts so far. We've removed the fuel pump, the oil filter, and now the tires we've separated. So they want new tires. Now I like to look at their sizes to see if there's a difference between the front and the rears, which there's not. So they are 15 inches to 1575. I'm going to hit the big button again, and this adds it to my shopping list. So now we can come here. I'm hitting triangle. The buttons to navigate in here are a little funky. You have to triangle to back out. It takes a little while to get used to, but you will get used to it. So I can just bring up my shopping list again with the options button. We need 4 of these, so 215.75. Okay, we've purchased those. Now we want to install. So now we're putting the new tires on the existing rims. I'll take that off and start installing the next one. But we also have to balance the tires. It won't actually let us put it on the car until we've done this step. So I'm just going to be going fast here, installing and balancing. You get into a groove with certain things on this game. Well, that's it. This is the last one to balance. If perchance the front and the rear tires are different and you're not comfortable with determining the difference or to know which one goes where, what you can do, usually you can visually see it, but what you can do is just do the back tires first and then do the front tires. And you don't need to worry about missing something. Hold on. I completely forgot that we need brake pads as well. So I'm going to remove this tire. And that is something you're going to get with this game, is you're going to be putting parts together and redoing it, taking parts apart, and yeah. It is what it is. So I'm just going to go back to here. And now we're going to go back to install. We're putting the new brake pads on. Put the caliper back on because it didn't ask us to change the calipers. Looks like it could have used it, but it's not what they're paying us for. So I'm just going to do the brakes on this side down. Just switch back to mounting now. The rear tire on. As you're playing this too, if you know something's fixed, you can unhighlight them, right? We'll do that right now. So you just go to your checklist. So I can see here, these are all done. But we still have the filter left. So now, when you're inspecting the vehicle, the filter is the only thing that's going to be blue, as you can see there. So we're just going to take this off. And we're going to add that to our cart. Remove it. Buy the new filter. Change to mount mode. Okay, now the other thing they wanted, sorry, I gotta go back to engine, is they wanted new fluids And I'm just going to do all of them. I think there was one they didn't want, but we're here. I'm going to be filling up all the fluids anyway, so. And again, just clicking on the caps with the syringe selected. Okay, so now we're done. You're going to hold it on the cap, and now we're going to fill everything up. So we just hold the bottle until the bottle tilts. And you can just let go and then hit X. This time we do need to fill the engine oil, because we did do the oil change. Power steering. If you're looking at the reservoir, it's actually right there now where you start seeing it fill up. I got confused when I first started playing this game. I'm like, looked overflowing because you would see the back color first. One more and we should be good to go. You'll see we're down to 3 credits, so we'll be okay after this. Just backing up. Now if we look at our list, everything is grayed out, everything is done, and finish the order. And yeah, now because it was a mission car, we get a case. We have to open it. We get to select 2 out of the 5. And you're going to get random things. So this time we got credits. We got a bonus barn map. Just going to click on that and add it to our map wall. And now we're going to sell these parts because they're in not usable condition. So this is the barn map here. And we will be able to travel to some of these barns. We just haven't unlocked it. That's at level 10. Junkyard is at a level 5, and car auction is at level 15. But there's a racetrack, there's a test track, parking is outside, there's a garage for the cars that you want to keep. The car salon is where you can buy brand new cars. Speed track, photo location, and drag strip. So I think we have time to do another car. Hi, my name is Joanna. I was referred here by my neighbor. He's a car dealer. I hear that your repair shop has been up and running since quite recently, but you look like a promising mechanic. It is also annual service time. My buddy doesn't seem to have any problems, but I'll leave that for you to decide. Please change the oil filter, fill the missing fluids. I haven't had time for that recently. John mentioned that there was tapping in the camshaft. I don't know what he meant. Perhaps it'll make more sense to you. Please take care of my car. Have a good day. And they want us to change the oil and other tasks, which will most likely be oil as well. And fluids. Huh? Rinse, lather, repeat. I like finding the small items first to scan. So the air intake, you can't scan the cooling, but you can scan the reservoirs. Can't scan the brakes, but you can scan the fuse box. But yeah, brakes, battery, that kind of stuff you can't scan. Now I am going to do something a little different because you see the tires are gray there, right? We can actually do these scans first. And again, this is just free XP for us. We'll just keep doing all of them. I might have enough money to unlock that one other scanning machine. What is it? The OBD scanner, but we need to buy parts, and I don't want to risk not having enough money left over for parts. So we'll hold off until the next vehicle, I think, before we purchase any additional equipment. We're almost at level 3 already. Oops. Okay, so now I'll go into scan mode, and you can see like the things that the scanners looked at have different colors on them. So the tires are green and yellow, so those are fine. I'm not going to have to replace those, but you can see these bushings back there will need to be looked at. And I'll show you here. For this car here, if we look at the checklist, there are items that are not discovered. So we're going to have to discover what those items are. Sometimes you can do that by taking it to the track and testing it out that way. For this one here, we're going to be able to determine what they are as we're fixing other parts. Because to get to certain things in the engine, for instance, you're going to have to remove things. And we'll be able to visually see if a part is not in good shape. And sometimes scanning will reveal that too, so we're almost done with our scanning. We should be hitting level 3, so we'll be able to upgrade some more stuff when we get the car in the shop. Gas tank is another thing that you can't scan, but fuel pump is. As you can see, it's green. You can see those bushings are red here as well. Hey, we leveled up. Level 3. Alright. That's me hitting triangle, by the way. So we are going to take it to the car wash. Because I like working on clean cars. Also makes them look nicer too. Oh, there's usually bubbles. Oh, they were down there. All right. Whoops. And we're going to get the car into the shop. Now, while you're doing this, you can also keep an eye on your phone and work on other vehicles. All 3 of these vehicles need brake work done. It doesn't list which brake work, but it's just brake work. You will not get a case from these ones, and they're usually less money, but it's fun to work on them and check out the other cars and see how they look and how they differ from the other cars that you've worked on so far. So we're done with that. Let's take a look at our list. So belts, brakes, cams, rollers, oil filter, lots of bushings, some engine work, and still the 4 parts we haven't discovered yet. All right, so we're doing an oil change. So let's just get this out of the way. Then we don't need to worry about it again. Now, seeing as we're here, I am going to get these bushings out. We know there's 4 of them that need to be replaced, so I'm just going to push down on my D-pad 4 times. And now those items have been added to my list. Now, let me click here. Click here. When you want to remove a part, so let's say I want to remove this inner tie rod. Well, it won't let me because I have to get the outer tie rod, but that won't let me because I need to get the tire off first. So you'll see, like being in normal mode, it gives you tips and tricks, I guess, as to what needs to be done. You'll see now our screws come out a little bit faster, which reminds me we do have a point that we can use here. And I'm going to use it on the time it takes me to inspect parts. Okay, so let's get back to here. So let's move the caliper. And I know it's brakes on both sides because they're both outlined blue, so I'm just going to hit down on the D-pad twice. Remove that brake. I'm just doing a quick visual inspection as I'm undoing the bushing, just to see if I see any rust, like really bad rusted parts. To see if maybe one of those ends up being one of our mystery parts that we don't know needs to be replaced or repaired. Not seeing anything yet, but not too worried about it. Now, because I prefer to work on the front or the back, this pretty much concludes the back stuff. So I don't know if you noticed that. Let me do that again. When I bring up the shopping list, because I pushed down 4 times on the D-pad, it shows me 4. So it's more of a reminder that for me, when I get into the shopping list, that I need 4 of those and 2 of these. Okay, go back to reassembly mode. Put our nice new brake pads on. Get our bushing in. When there is a mystery part, I do like to take a look at the fuel pump. Now it's not showing us the condition because I'm in mount mode, but this one's 85, so that is not one of the parts that needs to be replaced. Just get our new brake pad on. So you can see our highlighted stuff is still showing blue. So all I'm going to do is bring up the wheel, go to the status. These are now grayed out because they've been replaced. So I'm just going over them and hitting square, so now they're no longer highlighted. Right, so now we can work on the front of the car. So we don't have any tire work to do. Just going to remove the caliper. This brake pad looks like it's in rough condition. So is this. So if we want to check, we just hit the big pad, and they're in orange. If we check our status, we can go over and we can see that these are now where's the other one? Oh, brake disc ventilated. So we have just discovered 2 of the missing parts. Oh, I removed those already. Okay, there we go. you can see it, like it's really rusty. You'll get different levels of rust, but yeah, you can visually tell here that these are the two additional pieces that needed to be changed. Now the rest seems to be engine work. So what I'm going to do, got the brake pads already there. Need two of those. I'm going to reassemble the brake stuff and the bushings. I am going to leave the tires off though, just because visually they'll be kind of obstruct our view a bit when we're working on the engine or doing the engine work. So I'm just going to leave them off for now. You can also, I'll do it on this one here, because the shadow right now is the big tire, whereas now over here it's just the caliper. And I can just do that by removing this caliper as well. Then when you're in mountain mode, it's not as in the way, for lack of a better term. Okay, so I just want highlighted the items I need to work on. Okay, so the rest of the work here will be engine work. So we're just going to bring this down because it won't let us work on this stuff while the engine's up. So we can see which spark plugs need to be worked or replaced. Now that's important because I'm replacing 2 out of 4. So you want to put the brand new 100% quality ones in the ones that they deem needed to be replaced. Just pushing down on the D-pad twice because there's 2 of them to replace. You can run into troubles because if you put a used one where they wanted you to purchase a new one, you're not. It's not going to count it as fixed. And then you pretty much have to take stuff apart until you figure that all out. I know this from trial and error, mainly error. Now, I'm going to take a step back here real quick, and I'm going to drain fluids. Because one, I need to do it anyway, because that was one of the requests from the client. But also, in case I remove a part, that will leak out the fluids. And when you do this is up to you. A lot of times I'll do it before I even start working on a car. But I didn't this time. So, okay, we're back to removing parts, I think. Okay, let's let me go back in because that part didn't come off. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this camshaft off, but I have to remove all the stuff in red first. And as you can see, there's these caps holding it on. And sometimes these screws will be rusty, so that's something to keep in mind. You have to use your WD-40 to loosen them. Now, I've played this game enough that a lot of the vehicles, I just know how to work on them. It's going to be some trial and error for you when you first start off. But again, I can see, in order to take this off, I need to take this off. To take that off, I have to take this off. In order to take this off, I need to take this off. So there's an order to everything. And you're going to pick up on that as you play the game. I'm going to take this timing cover off. And now you can also visually see some of the parts that need to be replaced. Okay, so I got to get this off. In order to do that, I got to get this off. I did need to replace that belt, so I'm just going to bring that up, add it to the list. Was that on my list already? I don't think it was. And now we can get the camshaft out. And that looks to be about all the parts that we need. So spark plugs aren't in here. Spark plugs are in electronics. I gotta go back into the car parts. Get one of those, one of those. As you can see, I got a routine. I might have played this game a little bit. I should check how many hours I have on this thing. You'll see our money, our credits at the top right-hand side. It's important to keep an eye on that because you do need to buy the parts. So you don't want to be without any money at all, because then you're not going to be able to buy the parts needed to fix the cars up, and you're essentially going to be doing oil changes for quite a while. All right, so now I'm going to put in the spark plugs. So I can see it's this one and this one that I need to put in first, because those are the ones that needed to be replaced. And I want the 100% ones in there. If I put these ones in there, they might not accept it. And if you're not sure, you go to the checklist. I can see that's done. And the spark plugs are done. So the only things that are highlighted are the ones with stars. And you don't want to forget parts. Don't end up with extra parts, because you cannot complete the job. And sometimes it means taking stuff apart again and again and again. Like there's and I did this on this car to be specific. There are right there fuel injectors. They're under this thing here. So easy to miss. And when I missed them, I had to take the car apart. Ignition coil. I didn't realize I need to replace that. Apologies. So I'm just going to back up, go back to electronics. Get one of these. I just like being back in the car parts, 'cause it's usually where I need to get stuff. All right, let's put this car back together. It's a little harder to work in them in tight spaces, but you see these shadows get in the way. That's what it would have been worse if we still had the tires on there. Almost done. So let me know in the comments if this is something you're enjoying. If you want me to time-lapse certain things, or if this is something you enjoy. I know when I first got this game and watched some people working on cars. I enjoyed watching them take everything apart and everything they were doing. It helped me learn because again, I'm no mechanic, no mechanical skills whatsoever. So I enjoyed watching the whole process. But maybe some of you are really mechanically inclined and don't need to see the whole process. Can't tell you how many times I forgot to fill up fluids, and then I would take it to the test track and be like, you can't do anything because there's no fluids in your car and we can't start it. Back to the shop, fill up the fluids. It's a lot of things you'll probably end up doing if you do play this game. You'll probably end up redoing, taking engines apart just to find where this one piece goes. And yeah, I've had my fair share. And we are done this order, $2,200. And I think we're going to call it there. This is our first look at Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're looking forward to more of this. I'm definitely going to look forward to bringing it to the channel and leveling up and fixing cars together. So thanks again. Toodaloo.